Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Living event sponsored by the Juice Plus community. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carol Turnbow. I'm a qualifying senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. I'm also a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a mama, I'm a CrossFit coach, I'm a CrossFit Masters athlete, but my passion is nutrition and teaching people that food really does heal. Tonight, you're going to be hearing from myself and some of my teammates. We've all joined on a mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And I'm going to start tonight by introducing our product line. Our product line is simple and will continue to be simple because it's food. It's food that our body needs on a daily basis. Juice Plus has figured out how to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I got to reach for my capsules. Hold on a second here. I usually have them ready, but I was chatting before the Zoom. So anyway, we have here our fruit, our vegetable, and our berry blend. These are 100% plant-based all the way down to the capsule, better than organic, non-GMO, picked at the peak of ripeness with an NSF seal of approval. And what that means is that what is in the product is on the label. So for instance, this is our fruit blend. And on the label, I'll read it to you. We have apple, peach, cranberry, orange, papaya, cherry, pineapple, prune, date, and beet. My favorite part of our label is this right here. It is a nutrition facts label. This is food in a capsule. Like I said, I'm a label reader, and that's the first thing I did was I turned it around to see what was going on that label. We also have a full spectrum of plant-based omegas, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's 100% vegan product. Juice Plus has cut out the middleman, which we normally get our omega-3s from fish. Well, fish eat algae to get their omegas from. So we cut out the fish, went straight to the algae, and our vegan blend of omegas has like the algae oil, pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil, and some other oils in there. We also have our complete protein powder that comes in chocolate and vanilla. Love this. I don't go a day without it. Every day post-workout, I drink my protein shake and then my complete shake. We also have complete bars, and we have, it's called a tower garden. It's an aeroponic growing system where you can grow your fruits or your vegetables or your herbs. In this tower, it waters itself. You just plug it in and it waters itself. It's got LED lights, so you can grow it in the house. I live in Indiana. It's not very warm here. It is now. I've got it outside, but all winter long, I had it in my hallway, fresh herbs and lettuces, spinach, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts all winter. It was amazing. Love my tower garden. So tonight you're going to be hearing from Amanda Wright, who has brought an amazing team of people to share their stories, their Juice Plus stories, their business stories, their product stories. So Amanda, go ahead and unmute yourself. There you go. And take it away. It's all you.
All right. Thanks, Carol. And thanks to everyone that's hopping on this Thursday night. As Carol said, my name's Amanda Wright, and I live in Denver, Colorado. I'm so glad that a few of my friends and teammates have joined me tonight. So we will be sharing our Juice Plus journey, our Juice Plus stories, and hopefully, some things you may speak to you. That's what we hope. And I learned about Juice Plus 7.5 years ago from a complete stranger. I was at a conference and a personal trainer from Germany actually told my husband about the products. He passed the idea on to me of this idea of fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I'm so glad that I was open enough to take a look. I had been a juicer for a long time. I was one of those people that chopped everything and at least once a week would make my green juice. And I knew that the benefits of fruits and vegetables in the body, I totally got it, that we needed more fruits and vegetables in us. And so I love the idea of the products. I started taking them. We started with a children's health study. I'm married to a guy named John, and we have 2 kids, Jake and Carson. And when we started, Jake and Carson were 3 and 5. And so John and I signed up for the regular fruit and vegetable capsules and got both boys on the children's health study once Carson turned 4. And really, we just saw it as a nutritional seatbelt. I didn't have any expectations that adding in more fruits and vegetables would necessarily change anything. I was just one of those moms that was just happy that my kids were leaving the door with more fruits and vegetables than I knew that I could get in them in the morning. We were at that age where I was losing less control of what they were eating. So my, they were starting to get pickier. They were starting to see other kids go through the drive-throughs and wanting McDonald's. And we just had a lot more, just a lot less oversight sometimes into what they were eating. So again, nutritional seatbelt, that they could get up every day and take their Juice Plus. And I was just a happy mom that they were taking it. So 7.5 years down the pike, we've taken Juice Plus nearly every day. We added in the berry capsules pretty soon after we started, added in the complete shakes. And what I can say is that, hand on heart, this has been such an amazing catalyst for our family for healthy change. We were already fairly healthy, but this has just taken us to a whole new level. And what I mean by that is my 3-year-old, who's now 11, he just graduated 5th grade today. He no longer has ear infections. He doesn't get strep infections. He was one of those kids that I thought it was normal that I went to the doctor once or twice a year, and the doctor knew my name and knew Carson's name, and Carson, knew what the strep test was. Like, I just thought that was normal. That's not normal. And so we now don't go to the doctor really except for those yearly well visits. And so that's one thing that I'm so glad that it's changed for us. Not that Juice Plus is a magic pill, and not that we ever promise it's going to do anything, but we know from the research that the immune systems are really helped and benefited by getting the influx of fruits and vegetables every day. For my older son, who's now 13, it's been just a really great addition to his diet as he's matured into becoming a teenager. As you can imagine, the lunchroom at middle school is quite diverse as far as food options, or not so diverse, I guess. And so for him, he's grown up with Juice Plus. It's always been on his plate in the morning. We have a lot of talks around fruits and vegetables. And to me, again, it's been that thing that we can really talk about how to get more fruits and vegetables into the body. And he knows that Juice Plus is that thing. He's an athlete. He works out 5 to 7 hours a week as a basketball player, and he never really gets sick anymore either. His asthma has actually improved dramatically since starting the product. Again, we know that comes back to inflammation in the body. When your lungs are less inflamed, when your body's less inflamed, there's less chance that you're gonna really have that asthma attack. And he doesn't get colds anymore, which was his impetus for going into asthma. Asthma would lead to ER visits, would lead to prednisone, would lead to all kinds of other things, inhalers. And so again, my life has changed. I don't even know where our inhaler is right now, which is such, again, a mom good feeling that you don't have to carry this nebulizer with you on every weekend trip, schlep it around, put it on the airplane because your kid might go into some sort of asthma attack. So really great peace of mind there. My story is really more, I want to bring up my story around mental health. I think it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're ending it. And I come from a family where we have a lot of mental health illness in my family. And it's just one thing I've always been aware of. My mom was in a hospital for months at a time. The last time was when I was pregnant and had a 2-year-old, and she was in a hospital for 3 weeks, and she ended up getting electric shock therapy. I have grandparents and great grandparents that have, through suicide or been in hospitals for a long time. And it's just something that I've always known was sort of, in my genes, so to speak. And so for me, I know good food is good mood, and there's really that relationship. And I actually struggled a little bit with postpartum depression and anxiety when my firstborn was born. And so for me, I know taking Juice Plus, again, is just that thing that's going to help me stay on top of my health. And I just can't say enough good things about it. Again, it's a catalyst for change. I also, have a fairly clean diet, but I know when I take my Juice Plus, when I take my omegas, drink my complete shakes, and get all the other good things in my body, my brain functions better. I'm a happier mom. I have a more even temperament. I'm not so quick to be short with my kids. And so for me, I love the mental health benefits of just a good diet. And Juice Plus has definitely been a part of that for me. So the products we will never go without. They're in our suitcase when we travel. We've lived in Uganda for 3 years. We've got the products over there. When we go camping, they're in my camping bag. Like, there's literally not a day that I'm not going to take Juice Plus. So it's something that is just I'm so glad that somebody introduced me. The business, I want to definitely mention a little bit about the business, because if it wasn't for the products, none of us would be on here to talk about the business. And so I signed up as a business distributor as soon as I bought the products. I had no idea what I was signing up for, really. I just knew I was going to get a little discount. It sounded like a cool company. I had been a physical therapist for 15 years. I was pretty burnt out, and I knew that I wanted to get into prevention. And so I didn't see a pathway forward for me. I worked in hospitals for years, worked in ICUs, saw the sickest of the sick patients coming in again and again and again for chronic lifestyle diseases. And I wanted to get on the other side before they ended up in the ICU. And so I thought about going back to work at Whole Foods, or, maybe I could work at natural grocers. Like, I was ready to do anything just to be around positive people and be around healthy food. And so this opportunity just came at a really great time. And I guess I'm really glad that I was open to taking a look. I'm glad that I was open to going to a conference, which we have twice a year when everything's open. And when I went to my first conference and learned that this was a company with longevity, 50 years, it was a company with a heart. We give away so much money. We have a great foundation. When I learned this company is mostly women who are just kicking butt and making money and having fun and bringing lots of people along with them, I knew that I was open enough to learn more. I was like, well, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could share it with a few people. And that's how it starts, right? You start by sharing with your mom and your sister and your friend, and they fall in love with Juice Plus. And then you get your confidence up. I started sharing with a few more people, got a few teammates, and really just decided, probably about 3 years into business, I was like, you know what? There's that top position called NMD. There's full benefits. They make a really great salary. They impact a lot of people. I think I want that position. That one sounds good. And so I really just beelined. I had what we call tunnel vision. I put my goggles on. I was like, that's the one I want. And so really, I just had to keep sharing the product and the business story. We have great healthy living events. I just, really wanted, for my family, I wanted the flexibility. I didn't want to go back to working in a hospital. I wanted to be around my kids. I wanted to be part of prevention. And so for me, this whole idea of being part of this company has just checked so many boxes. So I reached that position 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, 3 years ago. I'm never looking back to working in a hospital again. I have complete flexibility with my kids. I drink coffee when I want. I work in my PJs. I work from the basketball court. I get to work with amazing women and men, and you're going to meet some of them tonight. So it's been a great company to partner with. I see an incredible future ahead. I see retiring into this business instead of looking at my watch and counting down the days to retirement. I can see retiring into this for sure. So that's my story, and I am so proud and happy to pass it on to my teammate Bekki, who's going to share a little bit of her story.
Thank you, Amanda. Hi, everyone. So great to be here. My name is Bekki Fay, and I live in sunny Sacramento, California. I'm originally from Boston, and it is there that I worked in a cubicle for 15 years, and I was miserable. I sat in traffic for an hour or two on the way to the office. I then sat in a cubicle for 9 hours that day, and then it would take me another hour or two in traffic to get back home. I had a boss who had a boss who had a boss. I was told, when I could take time off. I was told how much time that could be. I was told whether I could get a bonus or a raise. And, I'm realizing now that I really just don't like to be told what to do. So basically, I lived for the weekends, and there just aren't enough weekends in the year to do that. So my husband and I moved to California 6 years ago. And after about 2 months of unpacking and getting settled, working on my tan a little bit, it was time to find a job. And my heart's actually fluttering every time I tell this, because I would just panic. It wasn't because I didn't want to work. I had just never found anything that I was really passionate about. All I knew was I was a truck driver before my cubicle life. And that was, 3 a.m. wake up calls and 80-hour work weeks. And so, yeah, I really just hadn't found a passion to get me out of bed in the morning. And, when I started to think about, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew what I didn't want. And I was really just trying to think, what could I do? I just want a little bit of flexibility, like making my lunch in my kitchen and maybe working from home. So coincidentally, that week, my best friend called me and she told me about Juice Plus. 30 fruits and vegetables in a capsule made total sense to me. So I jumped on the product right away. I'd always been into health and fitness and nutrition. But I really wasn't expecting anything. As an athlete, I understood that macronutrition is important to fuel our bodies to perform, but I had no idea that the micronutrition was really that oil in the engine to keep us from getting squeaky. So after just a few months, I noticed all of my adult cystic acne went away. I was 38 at the time. My joint pain was gone. I had improved digestion. I definitely noticed faster recovery from my workouts and just a lot more energy, especially in the afternoons. I used to think it was normal to want to nap at 2 o'clock every afternoon. And then, just a side note, my hair and nails grow like crazy. So I joined the business the same time. And I really had no idea what this whole world was. I hadn't heard of it. But I was like, like Amanda said, I was just open to it and curious and said yes. And I love to talk about health and fitness anyway. So I just jumped right in. And my story has changed over the last year. My reasons for doing this haven't changed, but my belief in this business, this industry, this product, this community has just gotten so much stronger. So before 2020, I had 3 part-time jobs. I was the executive director of a nonprofit. I was a sales associate at a winery, and I was a CrossFit coach. And I lost all of those jobs. So my only income now is my Juice Plus business. And working this business consistently part-time over the last 6 years has now allowed me to have this going from a plan D to a plan A. So what was my 4th stream of income is now my sole income, and I'm making more money now than my other 3 jobs combined. So just aside from that, because of this business, I'm able to make my own schedule every single day. I'm able to travel back to Boston whenever I want to be with my family, and I can do it for extended periods of time. If you know me, you know I always buy one-way tickets because I'm like, I'll just figure out when I want to go back. I was able to live in Lake Tahoe the last 2 winters and ski every day, which for 40 years has been a dream of mine. So I was able to make that dream come true. I live near Napa. I go to Napa wine tasting, midweek. We live across from a golf course, so I golf on Mondays. And, I know most of you don't know me, but I'm sure you can tell one of my highest values is fun. And so now that's literally what I get paid to do. And, with my corporate job, there was a cap on my income, as I'm sure you're familiar with. But with this business model, it's unlimited. And I'm sure you've heard it or you will hear it. It's, your paycheck is a direct reflection of how many people you've helped. And that's whether you've helped them with their health or help them, to get inspired, help to educate and help to build their own businesses. And what I've found is that this business really is about friendships. It's about community and connection and impact. So whether you're craving love or community or health, finances, time flexibility, or just weekend getaways, we have all of that and so much more. So, this company, this mission to inspire healthy living around the world and this community has forever changed my life. And because of that, I am extremely grateful, and I'll never stop sharing this gift. So thank you so much for letting me share. I think I'm going to pass this over to Jen.
Thanks, Becky. That's super inspiring. I really appreciate that. My name is Jennifer. I live in the Florida Keys. And before I start to share a little bit about me, my journey, my story, huge shout out to Corina, who's killing it on the bike, or maybe the assault bike or something over there. And then I love seeing Mickey getting a hug from someone from behind. That was so sweet. Being on Zoom is it's so fun. Getting to see all these little moments that people have in real life is absolutely awesome. So yes, my name is Jennifer. I live in the Florida Keys. I moved here 11 years ago from Buffalo, New York. So no surprise why I moved. My passion and my career is an exercise physiology. I have my master's degree in ex-phys. And I also have a heavy background in nutritional coaching. I did a lot of jobs that involved punching in and punching out, as most of you guys have also talked about. And that was, some starting to really wear on me. Literally less than 30 days ago, I stepped away from a corporate wellness job at a hospital down here for that. I was there for 10 years. And I got the courage, with the help of talking to people like Amanda and some other of our Juice Plus friends, that I can do this. And so I have my own business. It's called Highly Motivated, Functionally Caffeinated. And I have integrated Juice Plus into that, and it's been such a blessing. I was introduced to Juice Plus about a year and a half ago by my really good friend Kara, and it made sense for me at the time to do both. To use the product for myself, because I knew, even though I'm primarily plant-based, that I was missing a lot. And I'd gravitate towards the same old every day, and not have the variety that my body was really needing. And then also that I could encourage other people through a product that I believed in. And that was my biggest thing. And I'm a big, Amanda mentioned the research, and I'm really big into understanding what it is that I'm doing or eating, what's it backed by, who's it backed by. And all that was really important to me. So when I started digging in deep on that end, I was sold 100%. So that's when I introduced it to my family and the people that I cared about the most. And through that, it's just been this trickle down effect. And, my fiance is on my team, and he's been helping a whole bunch of people. And it's really opened my eyes to, not only do I enjoy me personally helping others, but I get so much out of watching other people help others. Like, to be able to see it it's chilling to me, to see my friends help other people, who's then going to help more people. And it's just exponential. That is something that really, it's worth waking up for every day. And I'm so appreciative that Juice Plus has given me that opportunity to watch the people I love help other people. And real quick, I really have used Juice Plus for a lot of things. I'm a CrossFit athlete. So recovery is my number one reason to keep going. If I can't recover, I can't get back in the gym. I've done a couple of Olympic lifting competitions. So I've worked towards the Pan Am, and that's a lot of grinding on your body day in and day out. And so when I was getting ready for that, Juice Plus was a lifesaver. I wake up at the crack of dawn, even though I'm not punching a clock, I'm punching my own clock, and it's still ringing at 4:30, because lots of people like to wake up early and work out. So it's helped me with my mental fog that I have had in the past. It's been just an overall, as Amanda calls it, nutritional seatbelt. So on those days that I get so busy and eating on the go, or not eating enough, that I know I'm at least got that in my system to help keep the engine running. And I really believe in the product. I've seen it help my mom and her arthritis a ton. My fiance has had issues with hypertension before, and that has helped him get that more under control. I've seen a lot of my clients become more veggie inclined. So whereas when they were like, oh God, you want me to eat how many cups of fruits and vegetables? We started with some Juice Plus, and that amped up the system to want more and to crave more of the real stuff, of like the real eating the actual piece of fruit or the slice of cucumber. So that's been cool to see. And it's overall wonderful. Like, I cannot say enough good things about the product. And as far as the business goes, it's helped me pay off some of my student loans, which thank God for that. Now I'm getting to use that money towards saving towards a wedding, which is super fun. And I've been able to use it now as a secondary income, hoping to, I want to put my goggles on as Amanda did and look at that NMD one day and be able to know that I reached that level. Would be just absolutely thrilling to be able to have my insurance, my benefits through Juice Plus. I just really can't say enough good things about it. I am super grateful for the opportunity to speak in front of you guys and to hear Everybody's stories is always re-engages me and re-inspires me. So thank you all for being on this call and listening to me babble on for a little bit. I really appreciate it. I'm going to send this on to my friend Ginny, and she's going to kill it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, I am Ginny, and I live 30 miles north of Boston in New Hampshire. We've lived here 11 years. We moved here to be closer to our 3 daughters, our 6 grandchildren, and our son-in-laws. And my Juice Plus journey started in February of 2016. I had never heard of the product. I didn't know a thing about it, but our middle daughter said, "Here, Mom, you take these." I bought them for our whole family and nobody will take them. She had 2 high school daughters at the time and her husband. They wouldn't take them. They do today, but they didn't start out. So I said, "What are they?" So she briefly explained it to me. So I started taking them. Excuse me. Shortly after that, our youngest daughter became a Juice Plus rep. And so I started buying my capsules and my shakes from her. I did the shred. I loved it. I loved how I felt. And I knew that I was doing something good for me. When she asked me to join the company, I said, sure, why not? I mean, I just figured, yeah, I'll give it a try. Well, in May of that year, my husband had a heart attack and ended up having stents put in and going through cardiac rehab, and they put him on chemical drugs. He does not want to take chemical drugs. So in June, we went to our primary care physician and he asked her, "Do I have to take these?" She said, "No, but you have to start taking Juice Plus and you have to change your eating habits." He did start taking the Juice Plus capsules right away, but he didn't change his eating habits. He was a sugaraholic. He drank a lot of whole milk, didn't want skim milk. No, we had to have the whole stuff. We were raised on a farm. We had to have, a lot of cheese, a lot of butter. And we went to a church potluck dinner. And one of our friends who is on my team is a physician's assistant. And he came back from the dessert table with his plate heaping with his desserts. And she said to him, "You are doing as much damage to your heart and to your body with that as you are with anything else." He said, "I am?" She goes, "Yeah, you are." So when we came home, he said to me, "When are you doing another shred?" I said, "The first Monday after Labor Day." He said, "All right, I'll do it with you." So I did. I started making him the shakes. He had a shake for breakfast, he had a shake for lunch, and we ate a healthy dinner. And over the course of 3 months, he lost about 40 pounds. And his A1C, if anybody's familiar with that, it was borderline diabetic, went from 7.1 down to 5.5. He quit drinking milk. He hasn't had a glass of milk since he started the shred with me. He does like his sweets, but he's able to control that now. And he loves bread, but he stays away from it. And we continue to live the shred daily. I myself have noticed major improvements in my energy levels. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I do a Peloton workout. I was walking every day until I had a stress fracture in my foot, so that ended. But I do the Peloton workout. My hair has gotten thicker and is better condition. And my gums are so much better. I was going to the dentist every 3 months, and they would do that high level water pick thing and clean out, and there was a lot of bleeding going on and they were receding. And I just went for my checkup and I got a really good report from my dentist. They could see a major improvement in how my gums are looking. So I do know that I have experienced some old benefits myself besides my husband. And I basically joined the business to save money on our own products. I mean, we're both retired. And so I figured, well, that would be a good way to save some money. Had a few events in my home, shared it with a few people, got a few customers, and I didn't really concentrate on it. And then our neighbors put in a cafe, and I went to work in a cafe for a year, baking. Take my Juice Plus smoothie with me for my breakfast, never ate what I baked, didn't eat the food there, and yet I continued on the product. And during that time frame, my husband would be home and he would be having his salad in a jar if I had made those, or he would be having his smoothie for lunch. Cafe closed a year after it opened. And I thought, well, let's see, what am I going to do? I had taken up golf, loved it, but it's not a cheap sport to participate in. So I thought, well, why don't I just work on my Juice Plus business? So I started putting more time into it. I started connecting with our team, and with the people that I met on this journey, whether it's, out golfing or whether it's talking to people in the grocery store, at church, out socially. And I just love every minute of it. And I continue to learn through team meetings. And I even did my first reel on Instagram last week. I am not really technical savvy when it comes to Instagram. I enjoyed the benefits of healthy living. I love sharing it with people and families and helping them improve their nutritional intake. And it gives them, I also give them the opportunity to join our company. And I love the feedback that I receive from them. I love sharing the Tower Garden, and I have a big garden outdoors. The year I worked at the cafe, my husband built a raised bed garden. He planted 60 tomato plants. So do you know how many tomato plants or tomatoes that produces? A lot. So after I got done at the cafe, I took over the outside planting. But the Tower Garden, I just love to share it. And I have done Zoom calls and had it behind me. And I just love picking that fresh stuff off there. I am 73 years old. I'm an SC at this level. I'm working hard to build an active team and a customer base. I want to be a role model for our 6 grandchildren, the oldest of which just graduated from college. And I want to show them that you're never too old to try something new, whether it's take up a new sport, a hobby, or start a business. But I always want them to remember to enjoy each and every day. And if you can't go to a job that you enjoy, then life is not an easy thing to do. So that is my Juice Plus story, and I'm going to pass it on to Brandy.
Thank you, Jenny. Your story is so inspiring. 73, I hope I look like you at 73 and active. But anyway, yeah, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Brandy. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, native. I'm a mama, a wife, a grandma, and my journey started with Juice Plus about 6 years ago. Before Juice Plus, I spent all of my 30s and part of my 40s in and out of the doctor's office. I suffered from a lot of female issues and had several miscarriages. When I was 32, I had lost a baby at 6 months pregnant, and it really took a toll on my body mentally and physically. And I was having a lot of symptoms that they thought it was just from, the loss of our baby. However, I was just being misdiagnosed, and they found out that I had Graves' disease. And from all the stress, my body attacked my thyroid. Once I was diagnosed, they had to give me radiation. It was kind of an emergency situation because of my heart and stuff. So they had to kill my thyroid. After that, that just left me extremely exhausted, depressed, fatigued. It was hard to get out of bed, but for my family, I just kind of faked it and got up and was just exhausted. I was in and out of the doctors. I was so tired. And I just thought, you know what, this is just going to be my normal life. So suck it up, Brandy, and you got this. But when Juice Plus came into my life, I get a little emotional. I will forever be grateful. After a few weeks, I noticed I had so much energy. It was crazy. I just felt like a new woman. I was no longer struggling throughout the day to, pick up my son from swim practice and those early morning practices and, making dinner. I just felt like I didn't even need to take a nap. I finally felt alive again. So my skeptical husband noticed a difference. He wanted nothing to do, with Juice Plus. And he started taking the products. At the time, he suffered from high blood pressure. He suffered from seasonal allergies, and he always had episode at least once a year of diverticulosis, and he would be put on antibiotics, and it was pretty severe. And that was always at least once or twice a year. And then I'm happy to say after a year, his doctor took him off his blood pressure. He did have high blood pressure as well. I was throwing away all the expired allergy meds that we were no longer needed. And he hasn't had a diverticulitis flare up in over 6 years. So that was huge for my husband as well. And then our youngest son, Hunter, he's now a D1 college swimmer at CBU. He was once the pickiest eater out of all my kids. It was always a fight. He was sick all the time. I felt like I was failing as a mom. I always understood the value of nutrition, but he was just so picky. I'd have to like say, okay, pick a fruit at the grocery store for the week. It was one of those battles, you know? So he started taking it and he noticed a huge difference. He said he felt stronger in the water. He had more energy. So he was very good about taking it because he could tell at a young age that he just felt better. His coaches could tell with his performance. So then I started realizing he was no longer taking allergy medicine. And then he wasn't getting sick anymore. We, like Amanda and a few other moms were talking about how it was just natural to go to the doctors once or twice a week, you know, for strep throat or whatever the cold was. I just felt like I was failing and he wasn't getting sick. So as a mom, that made me so, so happy. And then I realized my picky eater was craving more fruits and vegetables, and he was eating the rainbow. And he understood the value of nutrition. As a mom, this gave me such a big peace of mind, knowing that he is off in college and that he's going to be a healthy adult and apply this, you know, with his family one day. So that just made me very happy. And then let's see, of course, I was sharing it with the world. I was making my family get on it, my mom, my friends' parents, my friends. I was sharing it with strangers. I truly was just, I believe the world needs Juice Plus. So it was easy for me to just share it like a crazy woman. However, I was introduced to the business and I wasn't, let's just say I was super, super skeptical. I was not an easy person to convince. I just had that notion in my mind. I was just too busy. There's no way I could add another thing to my plate. Thankfully, my upline, she was very patient and she didn't give up on me. Once I understood the simplicity of our business, I said yes. Just to at least get my product, you know, help pay for my product. I was like, why not, for a small fee and you can do whatever. You didn't have to reach a quota or anything. I was like, oh, that's a no-brainer. So then I started kind of reflecting the Juice Plus business to our business. We own a construction company and it's a very successful. We've owned it for 25 years. However, there is a lot of responsibility that comes with it. We have OSHA, we have payroll taxes, invoices, proposals. We have to self-pay for our insurance. It was just looking at the Juice Plus company, and I was like, okay, this is very simple. You know, there's no huge startup investment. No inventory. You don't have to like buy all the inventory and then deliver the product. With Juice Plus just ships it straight, you know, to the customer. When you reach a certain position with the company, you get insurance. And I was just like, okay, Brandy, this makes so much sense. So not only has Juice Plus provided me to have a plan B for my family, I am so grateful to be part of such an amazing community. I have made some of my best friends all over the globe because of this company. And I feel very blessed to be able to make a difference in the world. And like Bekki was saying, you know, your paycheck is a direct reflection of how many people you are helping. So I will never stop sharing. I love seeing my team and my friends and my sidelines succeed and like Jen was saying, help other people. It's just it's a good place to be in, a lot of positivity. So I won't stop. I will reach NMD. It's already been very successful. Our oldest daughter, she just decided to go back and get her master's. So my Juice Plus check goes straight to her and help her, with her college. And I'm very thankful that I can do that for her. So yes, thank you guys for allowing me to share my story. And I will pass it back to, let's see who, would it be Amanda?
Okay, yep, I'll take it. Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brandy. And thank everyone for sharing tonight. We're here every Thursday night, sharing stories, sharing our Juice Plus journey. And we invite you to come back and join us again. Good night, everybody.